y'all, this is Marley K. Hope everybody is well. I know we've been keeping up with these emergency declarations, but this one was interesting. The timing of everything is interesting. Y'all know I'm all about timing and just trying to connect the dots. And so leading up to April the 8th, when all these things are supposed to be occurring in the earth. And I don't know if y'all been feeling the earthquake, but I'm in South Carolina. I've been feeling tremors like for the last 4 or 5 days. Not anything major, really light. If you're sitting still, you can feel it. I can feel it in the bed. And people think I'm crazy, but I'm super sensitive, and I feel the things, and I can even hear a little rumble every now and then. So I I I I think these folks know something. When all these things align on April the 8th and what's leading up to it, the closer we get to Passover, I think some mind-boggling things are going to occur in this country. And again, people are not going to be ready. So make sure you prepare for natural disasters. But anyway, first things first. Maryland declares state of emergency after Baltimore bridge collapse. So the whole state got to be under state of emergency. Rescue operations underway after at least 7 vehicles fall into the water. Plus, UN Security Council demands immediate ceasefire in Gaza. Anyway, we ain't talking about that. Maryland is in a state of emergency, the governor, Wes Moore, has announced after at least 7 vehicles fell into the river after a bridge in Baltimore collapsed after being hit by a cargo vessel on Tuesday. Ooh, that's a long sentence. The city's fire department said it was searching for at least 7 people believed to be in the Patapsco River after a ship collided with the Francis Scott Key Bridge at about 1:30 a.m., with the vessel appearing to catch fire. And I don't know if y'all saw the other video that I did. I'm going to put it at the end of this video about the Star Spangled Banner. But, the fort that Francis Scott Key was at was attacked. He was watching it and watching how, I think he was there, and the British attacked the fort in the middle of the night, and this boat hit that support foundation in the middle of the night. And although they call it an accident, it could be seen as a type of an attack on the supply chain, attack on the people. It's like, a different type of warfare that people are not really accustomed to. You don't know how to, you can't see the enemy because it's so close to you. You can't see the enemy, or you can't listen to the enemy because it talks so nice to you. You can't understand you being slapped because they're talking to you so nice while they're slapping you. It's just really it's an interesting time to be alive. Like, I can't even explain it, but it's very scary. So So it says a dive team was deployed. The Synergy Marine Group, the manager of the Dali container ship, said all the crew were accounted for and no injuries have been reported, according to Reuters. I'm more concerned about the state of emergency. The move, which became possible after the U.S. dropped its veto, and what in the world? It just moved to a whole different story. Wait a minute. Oh, I guess it did. So it says a spokesperson for the Baltimore City Fire Department, Kevin Cartwright, said it was too early to know, but called the collapse a developing mass casualty event. So you see the language that they're using. They're setting up this stage where they'll be able to invoke whatever UN or WEF or whatever international policy they have for natural disasters. And so I went over the little declarations and things that they have been planning for about a year now. So it shouldn't be no surprise to nobody. But it's just, I want y'all to pay attention to the language that people are using now. The language that the governments are using is important. It's showing you which states are participating, um, which states are, and again, don't think of it as a red or blue. Don't think of it as a Republican, Democrat. Don't think of it as a North, South, liberal, conservative. Both sides are wicked. And that's what you got to understand. It's always going to be two, and you're not going to have a whole bunch of choices. It's just going to be two. You're going to have to pick a side, or you're going to be neutral and stand and watch. So I'm like the neutral, standing and watching. Um, there are going to be some good things people do and people say, and there are going to be some bad things people do and people say. But you got to understand the powers are playing both sides. What they want is in the middle, and both sides are fighting for that. Um, they have to convince us of something so that we'll fight. And the whole thing is just to keep us upset and distracted and fearful. But this language is getting us closer to this national emergency declaration that is needed in order to bring about the martial law and all these plans to collect certain groups of people and yeet certain groups of people and have the blue hats come in and save us eventually after we finish killing ourselves and starving ourselves to death, because those who didn't prep are going to just perish. Those who are sick are going to die. Those who need medicine not going to be able to get it, they're going to die. Those who are in the hospital not unable to get out, need treatment, need care, they're going to die. People are going to just be ill because they're going to be unleashing all kinds of stuff onto us, in addition to just whatever happens naturally when society um, falls apart. That's going to happen. But it's just some basic things that you can do to prepare. Like you got to have clean water, you got to have clean food, you got to have clean hands. So you need to make sure you got clean stuff to clean with all the time. Whatever you're using, you need to be able to clean it. And so continue to prepare as best you can for all the things that are coming, because a lot of stuff is coming. And there's no way we're going to be able to do it without the Most High's guidance. And so you need to keep Him first and foremost, like a flashlight in front of your face, in your head, in your hand, all the time. You just need to be thinking, Lord, what I need to do, y'all, what I need to do, tell me where to go, what I need to do, what I need to say, what next, what, ask, talk to Him, because it's a lot of stuff happening. I can't even get a story out before something else crazy happens. But I just want to share this, the developing mass casualty event thing, although it's just 7 people. So they'll call anything mass casualty now. You know what I'm saying? Like, there are some real mass casualty events that they don't even call mass casualty events. So it's just weird how they determine what they are going to call or label a casualty or an emergency situation that requires an emergency declaration. So I don't know what happens with this declaration. Yeah, so I don't know what it means and what happens when they do a emergency declaration. Um, it's just all very interesting. So just keep an eye on that. And then also, before I close, I just want to remind y'all to keep an eye on what other states are doing, because now there are some states that are not in the path of the eclipse. So other states along the East Coast or other places, key states, may be doing stuff. Stuff gonna start happening. There's gonna be a lot of accidents. Stuff gonna be happening. So you got to be ready. You got to have your stuff in your house. Use your money while it is worth something to buy tangible goods, to help prepare your family, your neighbors, and your friends. Um, think about things that you can have to give to people who going to come by, who's starving. People going to need pads and all kinds of stuff, medicine, lotion, toothpaste. Hit up the Dollar Tree. If you got some extra money, go buy some extra stuff to give to people. Make little bags and things to give away to folks who going to need it, because it's going to be a lot of people who are caught off guard. And I don't know, um, you know, what it's going to be like. Buy things that you can use to barter. I honestly think after April the 8th, a lot of stuff is going to happen. I would not be surprised if thing leading up to April 8th, something big doesn't happen. It just feels as though something is going to happen around Passover. Easter was moved for a reason. And so Passover is probably going to be a very traumatic time, especially for Israelites, where we live. So you look at what's happening to our communities, they're being bombarded with immigrants. You look at supply chain situations, our stores aren't being stocked. Have you tried to go to like a Family Dollar or Dollar General in places that are poor where Black people live? Like, they don't hardly have nothing. Stores poorly stocked. Got a bunch of junk stuff, but not the stuff that you need. That it's just a lot of stuff going on. You got to pay attention, and I don't know, pay attention to white people. White people know what's going on. Black people, white people in the store buying up. I'm talking about slipping some canned goods and doing some stuff. My son tells me all the time. He's like, "Mama, white people buying up water like crazy. White people." Come in. He said they'll come in the store 3, 4, 5 times and buy stuff to not be suspicious. He said, I'd be paying attention. He said, and I ask them questions and they always be shocked because I'm Black and I'm asking them about stuff. What's going on? Why y'all buying this? I'm seeing a lot of people come in and buy so and so and so. White people, they see, they got the spirit to know something about to go down. But Black people, I don't know what's wrong with y'all. But y'all gonna be caught off guard. All this stuff y'all worried about, talking about, you know, Diddy and um, reparations and fight, worthwhile topics to talk about any other time. But now, we should never be talking about Diddy because he ain't worth talking about. But some of this other stuff, like reparations, it's a valid um, argument, but it's no time to talk about it. Babylon is not going to give you no money. As you can see, they're giving everybody something except for us. And so, to me, it is a disservice to keep begging somebody to do right by me when they've shown me they don't want to. I will never ask this country to give me nothing. What I will do, though, is ask the Most High to avenge me, and avenge my ancestors, avenge my children, avenge all of my people who have been harmed by these systems and institutions and people. That's what I'm gonna ask for, cause my reparations coming. We're gonna inherit the whole world. We're gonna rule over everybody. I may not make it to see it, but that's the promise, and I'm standing on the promise. I'm standing on that business. So y'all make sure that you are trying to do right by people, listening to the spirit to minister to others, even if it's online. um, don't be out here arguing with people. Talk to people. If they don't want to listen, keep on moving. Find the people who want something, who want to know something, and talk to them. But prepare for those who didn't, because there's going to be a whole lot of them. Going to be a whole lot of crying single mamas. It's going to be a whole lot of sad, hungry men folk. It's gonna be a mess. And if you live amongst a bunch of Israelites, it's gonna be dangerous because they're gonna perp on each other. Um, and you're not gonna be able to go to the Gentile communities because they're not gonna want you. They already hate us. So we're gonna have to do right by our people. We're supposed to take care of the poor, orphans, widows. People gonna be abandoning their children. people going to be abandoning old people. It's going to be an ugly, 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 ugly time in this country. And I don't think we really can grasp how ugly it is going to be. This is the beginning. We see it coming. So when you see it coming, prepare. You see the supply chain is steadily being broken down. They've been working on us for the last 4 years. And you tell people and they think you're crazy. Gradual turning up the heat don't feel as bad as when you turn the heat all the way up and let the water start boiling. You can see the fires. Oh God, it's a fire. They don't want you to see the fire. They don't want you to feel the heat. They want you to slowly stew in it and feel as though everything is okay. We gotta prepare. If you are watching this and you're new to this channel, go back and look at some of my old videos about the UN and the New World Order and the beast infrastructure. Things are in place. They're ready to implement this digital currency, the CBDC. They are ready to go to these digital wallets. They are ready to take down the internet and communication. What we gonna do? Barbecue mildew. It's that time. So have your plans ready. Keep prepping, keep praying, keep seeking the Most High, obey those law, statutes, and commandments. Um, Hit that like button. Subscribe to the channel if you're new. Um, if you're old, make sure you still subscribe and just keep watch. That's the most important thing. We all got to keep watch. We got to watch what they say. We got to watch what they do. We got to watch what is written. Um, because there are these emergency declarations, they're not accidental. They are intentional and they are strategic. So we need to be prepared for everything. You need to be prepared for natural disasters, man-made disasters. You need to prepare for economic collapse, total civilization collapse. You need to be prepared for illness. You need to be prepared for hunger, pestilences, bugs, critters. Your ungrateful kids, you're going to have to slap down because they're getting out of hand. We're going to have some problems on our hands and we're going to have to deal with some stuff that we've never had to deal with before. But we are the people of the book. And if we do what the word tells us to do, we're going to be okay. So make sure you have plenty of Bibles because when the word goes down, when the internet goes down, you won't have the same stuff and you won't be able to access what we used to access. So the time of browsing freely is about to be over. So with that said, y'all, this is Marla K. Love y'all, love y'all, love y'all to pieces, and I'm out.